So good morning everyone. Before we move into today's session, let's take a moment to reflect on and revise the enriching learning experience we shared yesterday with Dr. Kalyani Vallath ma'am. Yesterday's session was truly engaging and insightful. With her characteristic enthusiasm and dynamic teaching style, Kalyani ma'am made learning both accessible and enjoyable. She began by guiding us through the fundamentals as well as the advanced aspect of academic writing, and which are helping us understand structure, clarity, argument, and critical approach in a very practical manner. She then focused on UGC NET preparation, explaining effective and analytical methods to approach and solve paper 1 and paper 2 questions. What stood out was her ability to simplify complex concepts and strategies, and making them easy to understand and applicable. In the afternoon session, ma'am took us through a concise overview of British literary theory. She encouraged active participation by asking questions as well as interacting with students, teaching us with the warmth and clarity of a school teachers while maintaining academic depth. This approach is not only refreshed our knowledge, but it also strengthened our confidence as well. Overall, yesterday's session was were highly productive and inspiring for us. It leaving us with valuable insights and a strong foundation to build upon today. So with this brief recap, let's now move forward to another way of learning and interaction. Now we look forward to continuing this academic journey with the same enthusiasm and openness. Thank you so much. Ma'am, stage is yours.
That was a very good recap. I'm so happy. Yesterday we just introduced British literature. We just touched upon American. Well, like an ocean, we have Indian literature. I am not going into that very much because of lack of time. But you know that equally important is criticism theory and cultural studies. So I have two amazing presentations here that will help you with criticism and theory. I am not going very much into culture studies, but we will touch upon culture studies also. And then I have talked to my team and talked to Dilip Bharat sir about how to continue this so that all of you can get a fair chance to pass by studying from now on and intensely in May, June, and then passing this exam hopefully. So we will talk to you about that also. So if we get to continue this, then I will be able to teach you all of this more and more. Right. So today we start, I think we need to switch off this light. Yeah. Is that needed? Okay. Right. So we are now going to do an overview of literary criticism, and I will tell you how questions will come in literary criticism. So we figured out how to move the slides. Now, there are different kinds of criticism, as you know. I'm not teaching, it's an interaction and game, okay? Historical, pragmatic, social, textual, formalist, myth criticism, classical, romantic, biographical, comparative, ethical, expressive, and mimetic. Okay, which of these criticisms did Horace belong to? Horace. Do you know Horace? Plato, Aristotle, Horace, Longinus, they're all classical critics. They're all classical critics, right? In classical criticism, is there importance given to comparative criticism or ethical criticism? Ethical criticism. We can also say moral criticism, right? Mimetic criticism believes that literature is a reflection of the world. True or false? True. Mimesis means imitation. Mimetic criticism believes that literature is a reflection of the world or imitation of the world. Isn't it? Right. Now, when you do new criticism, which of these will you do? When you do new criticism, which of these will you do? When you do a new critical reading of textual, will do anything else? Formalist, because you'll focus on the form. Okay. What is criticism based on the use of a text called? Criticism based on the use. What is that called? Pragmatic. Pragmatic means practical, based on use. Did you understand? Criticism should be useful. It should teach us what is the best. It should make us better people. Things like that. Okay? Right. Did formalist criticism do pragmatic criticism? No. They did not believe in the use of criticism at all. They believe that criticism should not have any use. It should not depend on anything else. Right? That is formalist. Very good. Now, Dryden did comparative criticism or romantic criticism? Comparative. Dryden compared English and French. Dryden compared ancients and moderns. Okay. One contemporary of Dryden, who was born in 1709, did biographical criticism. Who is that? One contemporary of Dryden, who was born late in the Augustan period, did biographical criticism. Who is that? Johnson, that's right. Johnson wrote lives of the poets, that is biographical criticism, right? I am asking you simple questions. Actually, these simple questions put in a slightly more academic manner can come in the exam. It's very simple, but if you know clearly only, you will be able to answer like that. Did you get me? So we need practice like this a lot. Okay. Now, another thing is, Dryden was a pioneer of historical criticism or myth criticism. Historical. Dryden talked about the historical evolution. He is a historical critic. He talked about how present day is derived from the ancients. Talking about ancients itself is historical criticism. Ancients means ancient writers. Are you following me? Yeah. Northrop Frye belonged to which of these criticisms? Northrop Frye, myth criticism. Northrop Frye is the pioneer of archetypal criticism or myth criticism. Archetypal criticism is also called myth criticism. Did you understand? These are not very advanced, challenging things. These are simple things. These are very simple things. If we repeatedly listen to it and know it, you will be able to follow it. You will remember it. That's all. Okay? In this course we are planning, I'll give you audios so that wherever you go, you can listen to it easily. Okay? Right. So, once more, some more questions. Criticism that it is rooted in the problems of the society, tries to change the society. What is that called? Correct. Social criticism. Criticism that looks at the literary text as an expression of the author or context. What is that called? Expressive criticism. Expressive criticism. Okay. Wordsworth was the pioneer of romantic criticism, right? Uh, Neoclassical criticism is classical criticism, but it is more liberal, not so strict. True or false? True, true. neoclassical criticism is classical criticism, but it is not very strict. It is little watered down version. Okay, right. So shall we look at the critics? First, we are going to ancient criticism. Are you ready? Before I move on, tell me who are the ancient critics? Plato, Aristotle, Longinus, Horace. We just said Horace, remember? Okay. Plato. What is his major work? Plato's work? Republic. Correct. Plato wrote Republic. Did Plato appreciate poetry in Republic? He was not against poetry, but he was against the misuse of poetry. So he said that poets should be banished from the Republic. Is Republic in the form of a dialogue? Yes. Can you name one character in Republic? Socrates. All of Plato's dialogues have Socrates as a character. They are called Socratic dialogues. All of Plato's dialogues are called Socratic dialogues because Socrates is a character talking to different people. Right? Plato talked about tragedy at length in Republic. True or false? False. It is in Aristotle's Poetics that we have tragedy. Discussion of tragedy. Plato talked about justice. True or false? True. Plato's Republic is about justice. Okay, it's about justice. Very good. He lived at this time. Look at his major concepts. Theory of forms. What do you mean by that theory of forms? Everything exists as an ideal form. There is an idea, a conceptual level. Okay, this is a physical flower. In this physical world, we have a flower, but it is not a perfect flower. It could have had more petals. These petals will fall. There might be a caterpillar eating the flower, maybe. It is imperfect, like we are all imperfect. But this is based on an ideal of a flower. In our mind, there is an ideal of a flower. Beautiful. So good, such good smell. This doesn't have smell. But when we say rose, we see that ideal color, that ideal form, that ideal smell. Every flower in the physical world is an imperfect copy of the ideal. Isn't it? Right. So that is the theory of forms. Everything exists as an idea. And in this physical world, it is an imperfect copy. And art is the copy of the copy. Right? Theory of forms. There is a story that he says in Republic called Ring of the Gyges. Gyges is a man actually, G-Y-G-E-S, it should be capital. Ring of Gyges. He gets a ring of invisibility, it seems. He gets a ring of invisibility. And based on this, Plato initiates a discussion on whether we are actually genuinely good or whether we are just pretending to be good. That is the discussion here. Allegory of the cave, you might know that already. We are all like trapped in a cave without being able to move our heads, without being able to get up. But one of us is motivated to get up and walk and go to the mouth of the cave, and we see reality. We are all sitting here thinking, I will study somehow. If I pass, okay. If I study a little bit, I might pass. I don't know why I'm not passing. Like that one laid back attitude all of us always have with something or the other. But then somebody amongst us passes net with JRF. Then you will all wake up. That person was that person who went to the mouth of the cave, did something, and then all of you will get motivated. You will all say, yes, I want to pass too. How did you do it? Let me also study. We can do it. So that is how education works. One person gets motivated, sees the light, sees the real world, and inspires the others. But the others are not eager to learn. They will keep resisting. They will keep resisting, right? So, like that, Socrates tried to show the reality. They resisted and killed Socrates. Education is a allegory of the cave is a model for education. How we inspire others to study. Then allegory of the divided line, allegory of the sun. These are other allegories that he talked about. Like Jesus Christ, he spoke in parables, he spoke in stories, and he made objections to poetry. How many books are there in Republic? 10. It is in the 10th book that he says poets should be banished from the Commonwealth. Right? A poet should be banished from the Commonwealth. He says in the 10th book. Okay, did you understand? So in that, which of the following is not a concept of Plato or not discussed by Plato? Or in Plato, there can be a quotation about allegory of divided line or something, sun, etc. And who of the following said this? So because you know divided line, sun, cave, etc., you might be able to guess. Things like that are very important. Keywords are important. You should study the keywords of all the major writers and works. Okay? And when we study like a story, it will be easy to remember. And some of our mnemonic codes and all are going to help you. Okay. So, moving on to Aristotle. What is the major work by Aristotle? Poetics. Metaphysics, rhetoric, Nicomachean ethics, politics. Okay, and like Plato, Aristotle also wrote dialogues, but all his dialogues are lost to us. We don't have them anymore. We have only some lecture notes kind of books, all these that we mentioned, right? How many chapters are there in poetics? 26 chapters. Yes, 26 chapters. And it's primarily about tragedy. Does he talk about the epic? Yes. He compares tragedy to epic and says tragedy is a more concentrated form of epic. Tragedy is a more concentrated form of the epic. Okay? Right. Aristotle translated S.H. Butcher's books. Is it true? Obviously false. He didn't translate any S.H. Butcher. S.H. Butcher translated Aristotle. That is the truth. S.H. Butcher translated Aristotle. And Ingram Bywater also translated. So, who of the following translated Plato, Aristotle? Such questions can come. You should wonder who first translated like that. Will you read on Wikipedia? Yes. You should, because some questions come from Wikipedia. Right. It's very hot, right? No? Maybe for now, fan is enough. Okay. S.H. Butcher and Ingram Bywater translated Aristotle. What did Benjamin Jowett famously translate? Benjamin Jowett, Republic. Robert Fagles translated Greek works. Like that, major translators we should look up. Got it? Okay. So, coming back to Aristotle, Aristotle focused on action or emotion? Action. Aristotle focused on action. But windows are open. Is it okay? Okay. What was I saying? Action. Tragedy is the imitation of an action that is serious, complete, and of a certain magnitude. This action is in the form of plot, isn't it? What are the two different kinds of plot that Aristotle talked about? Simple plot and complex plot. Complex plot has dash and dash. Complex plot has peripetia and anagnorisis. Complex plot has peripetia and anagnorisis. What is peripetia? Reversal. What is anagnorisis? Discovery or realization or recognition. Right? Complex plot has peripety and anagnorisis. Aristotle said action should have probability and necessity. Probability, and you should remember this because eventually, oh my God, there was a box. I brought it. Remember to distribute the books. Ask Bharat sir. So I was saying that he said action should have probability and necessity. Yes. What did you want to say? Probability and necessity. And he said action should have action can have probable impossibility, but improbable possibility, no. You didn't understand. It is possible that I fall down here now. Or it is, no, I won't. It is possible that I say, I don't want to teach you anymore and walk out. I won't do that either. These are all possibilities. In Othello, it is possible that Othello falls at, he wants to kill Desdemona. He takes the pillow and is going to kill, and then Desdemona, sorry, I was going to kill you. I'm very sorry, Desdemona. I didn't want to kill you. Like that, he can cry. It is possible, isn't it? But it is not probable. When I said it is possible that I can say, I don't want to teach you and walk out, you said no. Some of you shook your head like this because even though it is possible technically, it is not probable. In this context, this person will not do it. Do you understand? It is not probable. Even though it is possible that Othello can cry and fall at her feet, in that play it is not probable. So probability is important. What is possible in that context, that is probability. Probability is important. Possibility is not important. It should be probable, it can be probable impossibility. It is, for example, impossible that I fly out of the window. But in some fantasy stories, it can be probable. It is not possible, but it is probable in some stories. Got it? There was a pari, a fairy called Kalyani. Kalyani was born in this world. She never told anybody that she's actually a fairy. And Kalyani pretended to be an English teacher. But one day, she saw a lot of fairies flying around in the garden. So she flew out of the window and it is probable, even though it was not possible. You have got it. So Aristotle believed in probable impossibility. It is this man who did all this. This is the guy who started every problem for us. Right. Now, look at what he did. He defined tragedy. Aristotle defined tragedy. He talked about the nature and form of tragedy. Tragedy should be the development of a man from happiness to misery. Happiness to misery, isn't it? Then he talked about epic and tragedy. He said epic is a form of tragedy or tragedy is a form of epic. Which one? Epic is a form of tragedy is wrong. Epic is big, many years, many characters, blah, blah, blah. In a concentrated form, if you look at epic, that is tragedy. Tragedy is a concentrated epic. Tragedy is a form of epic, is a kind of epic. Got it? Tragedy is a kind of epic. Epic in a concentrated form is tragedy. Clear? Very good. Now, what are the epics that you know? Iliad, Odyssey, Aeneid, Paradise Lost, Beowulf, ah, Fairy Queen, okay, Mahabharatam and Ramayanam. Okay. Now Horace. Tell me, was he a classical critic? Yes. What did Horace write? Ars Poetica, otherwise called Art of Poetry. Satire, correct. Horace wrote satires. Horace also wrote odes, Horatian odes, Horatian satires. And he also wrote epistle or letters. He's a scholar on Horace. Epistle means letter. Very good. That is great. Now, Horace imitated and, imitated in a good sense. Imitated and learned from Aristotle. True or false? Even if you don't know correctly, you should say true. Obviously, Aristotle is there before. You must have learned from Aristotle. Inference. Right? Horace learned from Alexander Pope. True or false? False, because Alexander Pope came much later. Horace was a Roman classicist. True or false? True. Horace was a Roman classicist. That is true. Horace was a contemporary of Virgil. True or false? True. Horace was a contemporary of Virgil. It's true. Virgil, Horace, and Ovid. These are the Roman classical masters. Virgil, Horace, and Ovid. Who among them wrote eclogues? Virgil. Who among them wrote Metamorphoses? Ovid. Who else wrote Metamorphoses? Kafka. That's right. Now, Horace was a great influence on the 18th century. True or false? Horace was a classical master. 18th century was a neoclassical period, so it could be true. It is true. Are you getting me? 18th century is neoclassical period. Horace is classical writer. Got it? Right. Now look at Horace's concepts and major principles. Horace had a debt to Aristotle. He was indebted to Aristotle. He wrote about the nature and function of poetry, like Aristotle's Poetics. And he wrote about the subject matter of poetry. His Ars Poetica is divided into poiesis, poema, and poeta. Poiesis means subject matter of poetry. Poema means form of poetry. Poeta means about the poet. Poiesis, poema, poeta. Okay. And he also talked about language and form. He talked about the poet. Language and form. First, poiesis, subject matter. Then poema, language and form. Then the poet in poeta. Finally, he also wrote satires and odes. Horatian satire laughs at people. True or false? True. Juvenalian satire attacks people. True or false? True. Horatian satire laughs at people. Juvenalian satire attacks people. Some acting like this you should do when you study. Then you will easily remember. Horatian satire. It is enough to study like that. Then you will remember. Juvenalian satire. Okay? Horatian ode is simple, conversational, homostrophic. Pindaric ode is very formal. Strophe, antistrophe, epode. 3 stanzaic forms are there based on the choral dance positions. Do you know all this? Have you heard? If you have heard, you remember now. If you haven't heard, you're hearing for the first time. Wow. Nobody was born with all this hearing. They all heard sometime or the other. Isn't it? Yes. So that is it. Now we come to not Longinus, Quintilian. Have you heard of Quintilian? This is the guy. Will you recognize him next time you meet him? Quintilian um, is the man who wrote Institutio Oratoria. Quintilian wrote Institutio Oratoria, or Education of an Orator. He is indebted to Plato, Aristotle, and Horace. He talks about the spoken and written forms of speech. Spoken is speech. It can also be written, of course. Style, he talks about. Quintilian talked about style as a product of nature and art. And he talked about the language of daily life. Language of daily life, ordinary life. And then he talked about choice of words, clarity, arrangement. I'll ask you some questions now. What about the box? What did he say? It's come. Okay. Is it open? Yes. Okay, I'll do one thing, okay? I'll ask you questions and I'll give you this as gift, okay? Are you ready? Arey yaar, there are two books. Two books. What? What? People, my students usually don't miss me, they miss my BGM. My son scolds me. He has more musical sense than me. And he says, why do you create BGM that has nothing to do with the context? Okay. Did you understand so far? Longinus is the man who talked about sublime, sublimity. On the sublime, that is his book. Sublimity is a certain elevation of expression. In mediocre text, suddenly there will be a passage of sublimity, intensity, depth, that is called sublime. He talked about the innate sources and acquired sources of the sublime. Sublimity of expression has two innate sources. One is you should have grand thoughts first and foremost. Then you should have a vehement passion for that thought. If you have grandeur of thought and vehement passion for that thought, then come, I will teach you these acquired sources. Acquired sources are best use of figures of speech, best use of diction or phrases, and then dignified composition. Figures of speech, diction, and composition. Schemata, diction, and composition, it is said. Right? So, shall I ask you some questions? You want books? I'll give you. Who talked about Epictean and Anagnorisis? Very good. Who can stand up and talk a minute about Aristotle? Get out.
I can sit or speak.
Sit.
So, Aristotle is a classical critic, we can say. His works include Poetics, Republic, then Republics. Okay, sorry. Aristotle's works include Poetics, politics than rhetoric. He majorly in his book Poetics talked about tragedy, and he also argued that the form of tragedy is far better than the form of epic.
Very good. Enough. Thank you. Very good. Okay, who else will continue from here? Okay, you have a mic?
So in poetics, basically there are 26 chapters. Chapter number 1 to 4 are dedicated to discussion on epic. Then chapter number 19 to 23 are dedicated to tragedy. And the famous definition of tragedy comes in chapter number 19. Yeah, I think 19.
I think there are different versions. Some, okay, very good.
Thank you.
Okay, who will continue from here? Actually, he raised his hand first. Can I let him speak first? Because before you, he raised his hand. Okay. After you, don't say everything. Let him also speak.
Okay, so the concept of tragedy, which is given by Aristotle, and the concept, the tragedy follows, which are named as Aristotelian tragedy, in which there are mythos is there, plot is there. There is also anagresis and peripetia, and the one another thing is unity of time, place, and action, which is also given by Aristotle.
Aristotle also gives the 5 elements of tragedy.
Six.
Plot, character, thought, diction, spectacle.
Spectacle.
Song also.
Plot, character, thought, diction, song, and spectacle. Very good. There are so many things to study related to all this, okay? You have to go more deeply. Okay. Anybody else? More? Probable, possible? Anybody else?
Major concepts are definition of tragedy, nature and form of tragedy, epic and tragedy, etc.
Excellent. Okay. Who wants to talk about Horace? You wanted to speak about Aristotle? Okay, 1 minute. I'll come to you.
Republic is art of poetry and rhetoric is art of speaking.
Yeah. Republic is art of poetry.
Yes, and rhetoric is art of speaking.
Republic is not about art of poetry. It is about nature of justice by Plato. Poetics of Aristotle is about the art of poetry. And rhetoric is about speaking. Very good.
So, Horace is a Roman classicist. He has wrote about language and form, poema, poesa, and poesis, poema, and poeta. He was inspired by Aristotle, and also he has he wrote satires, or epistles. Okay.
Very good. Who wants to talk about Longinus? Longinus. No one. He's feeling left out. Let new people. I didn't give you a book, huh? Yes. Okay. Let people who didn't get book speak. Longinus.
Longinus is also a critic, and he gave the concept of sublimity that many other writers had the later days followed as well. And his concept was introduced in on Sublime.
Excellent. Thank you very much. Okay. I will now go into medieval and Renaissance criticism, and everybody should be careful about what I'm saying so that you can speak and get your book. Now, medieval and Renaissance criticism. First, we talk about Dante. Dante is a writer, not only a critic, he's a writer. He wrote Divine Comedy. But Dante also wrote criticism on eloquence in the vernacular. That is a book that he wrote about the need to write in spoken language or vernacular language. On eloquence in the vernacular, Dante wrote. And then Dante started what is called allegorical criticism. He wrote allegory. His Divine Comedy is an allegory in 3 parts: Inferno, Purgatorio, and Paradiso. Inferno is hell. It's an underground well. Purgatorio is a mountain. On top of that is paradise. Virgil is Dante's guide in Inferno and Purgatorio. And in Paradiso, he is guided by Beatrice. Beatrice is his beloved. Dante also wrote sonnets for Beatrice. But the first practitioner of sonnets is Giacomo di Lentini. Remember yesterday I said Giacomo di Lentini. Now, Dante supported the vernacular. He started humanism, importance given to human being, and also he focused on the use of language, vernacular language. Dante wrote many other works. La Vita Nova, that is where he wrote his sonnets. You should, when I teach you, this is like a map. What I'm giving you is like a map. You should read about all these writers more, explore more. Like that you should, because something related to them they will ask. Okay? That is how you should prepare. Now, Dante, Petrarch, Boccaccio, they were the humanists of this period, this Renaissance period. A major critic in the Renaissance period is Sir Philip Sidney. Sir Philip Sidney was a courtier and humanist. Sir Philip Sidney wrote a defense of poesy, apology for poetry, or a defense of poesy. It is a critical work that he wrote, where he discusses many ideas of Aristotle only, but he learned from Aristotle through Italian critics. Sidney wrote, ideas based on Italian critics like Minturno, Scaliger, Castelvetro, etc. Let me ask you, did Sidney write sonnets? Yes. What is the book of sonnets that he wrote? Astrophel and Stella. Astrophel and Stella is his book of sonnets. Did he write a long prose romance? Yes. It is called Arcadia. Very good. Look at his major concepts. He wrote Renaissance criticism. Was Sidney the only Renaissance critic? No, many people were there. George Gascoigne, Thomas Watson, Roger Ascham. What did Roger Ascham write? The Schoolmaster. He also wrote Toxophilus. Roger Ascham. Okay, many people were there. Sidney was a classicist and a moralist. He defined different kinds of poetry. He replied to Puritans. To whom did he reply in writing Apology for Poetry? Sidney's Apology for Poetry is a reply to Stephen Gosson's School of Abuse. Sidney's Apology for Poetry is a reply to Stephen Gosson's School of Abuse. Stephen Gosson is a Puritan, and he also wrote about style and meter. Okay? So who wants to talk about Dante, Petrarch, Boccaccio?
Dante wrote a Divine Comedy, and also allegorical criticism in 3 parts, and a major concept support of the this vernacular and humanism and language.
Only about Dante.
Yes.
But that's okay. You want to talk about Petrarch and Boccaccio? Something? Only about Dante. Nothing about Petrarch and Boccaccio? Did you already get a book? No. You do one thing. I'll give you 2 minutes. You teach her what to say. Lesson is going on. Yeah. Petrarch wrote what? Petrarch wrote what? Sonnets for Laura. Boccaccio wrote what? Decameron. Decameron is the source of Canterbury Tales. Speak.
We haven't even wrote.
It's okay. So I told you just now. Petrarch.
Petrarch, who
What?
wrote the sonnets.
Ah.
Okay.
They're called Petrarchan sonnets.
Sonnets,
Ah.
yes.
Also known as Italian sonnet.
Italian sonnets.
Yes.
Together, teacher and student will speak. Okay. Then.
Wait, please.
Yeah. Speak. Both. Boccaccio.
About Boccaccio.
Ah. He wrote Decameron.
Yeah.
Speak. Say na. He wrote Decameron. Boccaccio wrote
Decameron.
Decameron is the source of
Canterbury Tales. Okay.
Excellent. Do you want to sum up once again?
Has 100 tales maybe? I don't know that much.
No, say
It
all
has-
this again and say about Canterbury Tales.
Okay.
No, Decameron.
Boccaccio has written Decorum, and in that
Decameron.
Decameron, and it has 100 tales something in it, and it is related to Canterbury Tales.
Yes.
Okay. I don't know that much only.
No, it's okay. That's a lot. Okay. So Petrarch wrote sonnets for Laura. Beatrice was the sweetheart of Dante. Okay. And Boccaccio wrote Decameron. We'll come to you later. Decameron is a collection of 100 tales. It is the source of the frame narrative in Canterbury Tales. The frame narrative element in Canterbury Tales is taken from Decameron. Do you want to speak? No, later. Very good. Now, let us come to neoclassicism. Can you tell me who are the neoclassicists? Dryden, Pope, Swift, Johnson. Right. Ben Jonson also is a neoclassicist. He was an early classicist. Ben Jonson was an early 17th century writer. Do you know anything that Ben Jonson wrote? He wrote many plays, comedy of humors. Ben Jonson wrote plays called comedy of humors, isn't it? And he also wrote criticism of Shakespeare, correct? Yeah, the comedy of humors include every man in his humor, every man out of his humor, Volpone, The Alchemist, Epicene or The Silent Woman. He also wrote Timber or Discoveries, one critical work. He wrote a lot about Shakespeare. We should know all this in detail. You should read again. Right? He was the first neoclassicist. He defined the nature of poetry. He wrote about style of poetry. He wrote on Shakespeare, Bacon. Okay? This is Ben Jonson. It was Ben Jonson who said that Shakespeare was not of an age but for all time. Not of an age but for all time. Okay. John Dryden. What are the works of John Dryden? Tell me. Which one? He wrote 3 satires. Absalom and Achitophel, The Medal and Macflecknoe. These are 3 satires. His critical works are Essay on Dramatic Poesy and Preface to the Fables. Essay on Dramatic Poesy and Preface to the Fables. Okay, these 2 are his works on criticism. Thank you, sir. नो नो प्लेट भी रख दीजिए, नहीं तो ये गिर जाएगा. ठीक है, थैंक्स. शुगर है क्या? Even in your food there is sugar, so right. Okay. Was John Dryden a historical critic? Yes. Was he a liberal neoclassical critic? Liberal means not very strict. Yes. He was a liberal neoclassical critic. Liberal neoclassicist. He also wrote about the nature and function of poetry. He wrote about heroic tragedy. Did Dryden write heroic tragedy? Dryden wrote heroic tragedy. Yesterday I said Aurangzeb, remember? Yeah. And he wrote essays on satire, on epic, on dramatic poesy, preface to the fables. Did Dryden say, here is God's plenty? Yes. About preface to, prologue to Canterbury Tales. About the prologue to the Canterbury Tales, he said, here is God's plenty. Did you get that? Will you give this PDF to everyone? Do you have a WhatsApp group? Yes. Right. So, who wants to talk about Dryden? Sydney. Who wants to talk about Sydney? Can I go there first because she raised her hand first?
I'll talk about his work and apology for poetry. The historical stance was very important, that how he is not opposing but refused the idea of classical critics. And
What did he say? What did he say again?
like how in the idea of mimesis, like he is standing with the viewpoint that poetry is copying the reality somewhat sense, but it is giving the touch of intellectuality and instruction to the society. So that is the concept of mimesis in the apology for poetry. And also, like, he is not opposing exactly but ignoring the ideas of people like Plato, that how he thinks about poetry. So it is the work that takes place in the Renaissance in the true sense. Yeah, that's it. Thank you.
Thank you. Okay, speak about Dryden.
Dryden is the first official poet laureate. Second, Dryden, we know the age 1668 as the age of Dryden just because of his great contribution to the literature. Second, he start first official criticism and known as a critic, and the drama actually. He also started drama. Then he is a translator also. And
I'll give somebody else the chance now. Very good. Thank you. Those who got the book, are you loving the book? It's like a map. Do you want to speak as well? Hold it.
So, ma'am, Sydney wrote a book on sonnets, the Astrophel and Stella, then Arcabia, then his major concepts as Renaissance criticism, his classicism, and different kinds of poetry.
Very good. Thank you. Excellent. I'm loving this again. Okay. Now, in the neoclassical period, there is Joseph Addison. Do you know what is he associated with? Is he associated with journalism? Yeah, because he wrote periodical essays. Right. Joseph Addison is always remembered along with somebody else. Richard Steele, correct. Joseph Addison and Richard Steele. What are the famous periodicals they worked on? The Tatler and the Spectator. Remember the Tatler and the Spectator. Joseph Addison talked about what is true and what is false, true, good and bad, like that binary opposition. He talked about taste, he talked about imagination, he talked about tragedy, criticism. Pleasures of Imagination is a famous essay by Joseph Addison. Pleasures of Imagination is by Joseph Addison. Alexander Pope, do you know what he wrote? Okay, he wrote poems, satires, etc. He wrote Battle of the Books and Tale of a Tub, both of them published together. Then Essay on Criticism, Essay on Man, Moral Essays. Then Rape of the Law. Oh, sorry, Jonathan Swift. Battle of the Books and Tale of a Tub is by Jonathan Swift. Sorry. I didn't pay attention. Sorry. Thank you for pointing it out. Battle of the Books and Tale of a Tub by Jonathan Swift. Rape of the Lock and Dunciad. Okay, now because I made a mistake, will you remember better? Matthew Arnold. Okay, so Alexander Pope again, let us revise. Pastorals first, then Essay on Criticism, Essay on Man, Moral Essays. These are the major works, and very famous is the mock epic, Rape of the Lock. Later came Dunciad, Rape of the Lock and Dunciad. Okay, these are by Alexander Pope, mock epics. Right. Alexander Pope gave importance to views of neoclassicism again. He talked about what are the views of great ideas of neoclassicism, human nature, wit. He talked about it, human nature and wit. And he talked about how to be a good critic, how to be a good writer. Yeah? These are the ideas in Essay on Criticism and Essay on Man. Very good. Dr. Johnson, remember Alexander Pope was born in which year? 1688. He lived from 1688 to 1744. Alexander Pope, 1688. Samuel John Richardson, 1689. Yesterday I said. And then Dr. Johnson, 1709 to 1784. Did Dr. Johnson write biographical criticism? Yes, which is the book? Lives of the Poets, correct. Did Dr. Johnson write anything about Shakespeare? Yes. Preface to Shakespeare, very good. He had views on poetry, he talked about definition, kinds of poetry, poetic diction. Did all the neoclassicists talk about poetic diction? Yes, what is the meaning of poetic diction? Poetic diction means the high language that is used in poetry. Poetic language, that is the meaning of poetic diction. Okay, poetic language. And about whom did Dr. Johnson say he praised the just representation of human nature? Yes, Dr. Johnson praised the just representation of human nature in Shakespeare. Dr. Johnson praised the just representation of human nature in Shakespeare. Right? He wrote preface to Shakespeare. Who wrote about Chaucer, Here is God's Plenty? Dryden in Preface to the Fables. Preface to the Fables. Correct? Okay, who wants to talk about Alexander Pope? No, let me give opportunity to people who didn't speak till now. I come.
Alexander Pope, born on 1688 and died 1744. He wrote satires, mock epic, Dunciad, Rape of the Lock, and then Battles of Book.
No, that is it.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir. Sorry. That's my mistake. Sorry.
Okay, good.
So Alexander Pope is neoclassicist, and he also wrote Ode on Solitude. Beside that, he also written a mock heroic epic, which is Rape of Lock and Dunciad. He's famously said some lines which are quite relevant in today's time as well in essay on man, criticism on man, which are fools rush in where angels fears to tread, and to err is human and to forgive is divine. Thank you.
Excellent. Very good. You have encyclopedia, don't you? No, you don't? Oh, good. Right. You want to talk about Pope only?
Heroic couplets, then he only focus on reason and harmony.
Excellent.
Thank you.
And he talked about wit and human nature.
Suggestion of rap of the law given by his friend, and in the starting he wrote a letter. Yes, John Catton, and in starting he wrote a letter to Arabella Fermon on which he wrote the rap of the law, and in which he talk about the society's satire and talk about many things in rap of the law.
Very good. What about Johnson? Who wants to talk about Johnson? Okay.
Samuel Johnson, called as Dr. Johnson. He born on 1792, died on 1784, and he wrote the dictionary of the English language, and also lives of the poets. So,
very good. Okay, very good.
I have a question. Was Jonathan Swift a juvenile critic? That is my question. Can you answer that? Was he a juvenile critic or not?
Juvenile means a child. Juvenalian, you mean? Yes, he was a juvenalian critic. Juvenalian means like juvenile. Juvenalian, that's right, because he attacked people. He was a juvenalian critic. Jonathan Swift in A Modest Proposal, etc. uses juvenalian style. Very good. Right. Can we now talk about the next? Romanticism. William Wordsworth. You all know he wrote Preface to the Lyrical Ballads. Wordsworth and Coleridge together wrote lyrical ballads, and he wrote a preface. First in 1798 there was only an advertisement. In 1800 he added a small preface. In 1802 there is a full preface. Right. In Wordsworth, does he give importance to emotion or action? Does he give importance to emotion or action? Emotion. Very good. Does he give importance to nature or town? Experiences of nature. Does he give importance to subjectivity or objectivity? Subjectivity, correct. Did this man Wordsworth write any critical work other than Preface to Lyrical Ballads? Yes, he wrote essays supplementary to the preface also. Did he revolt against neoclassicism? Yes. And he wrote about the nature, subject matter and style of poetry. He wrote about the stages of poetic composition. There is first a spontaneous overflow of powerful feelings. And then you recollect those emotions in tranquility. Once again, there is a spontaneous overflow. That is a revival of the original emotion. Only then poetry is written. You don't know that, right? Very good. And Coleridge is the man who wrote which book? Biographia Literaria. Was Coleridge or Wordsworth older? Wordsworth 1770, Coleridge 1772. Isn't it? Yes. Coleridge was influenced by Wordsworth. David Hartley's associationism, a theory, influenced Coleridge. Associationism. And he was also inspired by German romantics. Do you know any German romantics? Schlegel brothers, Schleiermacher, Schelling, Schlegel brothers, Schleiermacher, Schelling. These are, if you don't know the spelling, you write in Gujarati. Many times when you write in your mother tongue, you'll remember faster than you write in English. So names and all you write in your language. Coleridge had impressionistic criticism. Impressionistic criticism means based on the impressions that the critic gets. Impressionistic criticism means criticism based on the impressions that the critic has. It is subjective. Impressionistic criticism is subjective. Did you understand? Were the new critics against Impressionism? Yes. New critics believed in objectivity. Impressionism is subjective criticism. Are you getting me? Impressionism is based on the individual, whereas new criticism is objective, not subjective. Clear? Right. We also have Keats in Romanticism. What are the two major terms of Keats? Negative capability and egotistical sublime. Negative capability and egotistical sublime. Negative capability means the capacity of an author, of a poet, to be in doubt. The poet himself doesn't know. That is called negative capability. Did you understand? Right. And egotistical sublime means the poet knows everything. The poet is trying to answer every question. The poet is too full of himself. And did you know that P.B. Shelley compared the poet to a nightingale, and Keats compared the poet to a catalyst, like T.S. Eliot later. P.B. Shelley compared the poet to a nightingale, and John Keats compared the poet to a catalyst or a chemical. Okay? Will you remember? Keats wrote all his criticism not in books but in letters. Very good, letters. So, who wants to talk about Wordsworth? Will somebody, I would like to sit more than I walked yesterday. Can somebody help me reach out to the students? Because even though I don't have a big problem, it's starting to pain when I stand too much. I think there is something there which needs rest. No. I just want you to carry my mic to the students. Yeah. Okay. Who wants to speak now on Wordsworth?
Wordsworth wrote a preface of lyrical ballad and theatre.
Give importance of to subjectivity and emotions. Also, he revolt against neoclassicism, neoclassical critics.
Thank you. Now let somebody else speak now. Hey, come on.
William Wordsworth's major concept centered on romanticism, defining poetry as the spontaneous overflow of powerful feeling, rooted in nature, solitude, the common man.
Also wanted this. If not, talk about Coleridge then.
Wordsworth was a towering figure in English literature, often called the poet of nature, and he uses common language. He rejected the high-flown poetic diction of the 18th century, preferring to write about ordinary people in accessible language.
Coleridge now. Gentlemen, you have to start speaking, okay?
Ma'am, so S.T. Coleridge was a critic, and he write rhyme to Ancient Marina, and he also was influenced by Wordsworth, and he also opposed Wordsworth's idea sometime in lyrical ballad poetry and
very good. Yeah.
Hello. Coleridge focused on Coleridge write about in his work about imagination and supernatural elements he uses. He uses in Ancient Mariner. His work on focused on imagination, and Kubla Khan is a best example of he uses supernatural elements like horror and the other things.
What about Keats and anybody? Speak now. No, speak.
Talk about Coleridge. So Coleridge talk about supernatural and mystery, dreams and imaginations, nature with magic and fear, human guilt and sin, faith and redemptions. So all over it's talk about the imaginations and supernaturals and beliefs.
What about Keats and Shelley and Keats? Those who didn't speak till now.
John Keats' major works are Ode to Autumn, Ode to Grecian Urn, and Ode to Nightingale poems, and he wrote about negative capability also.
Egotistical sublime. What about Shelley? You didn't say anything about Shelley. Shelley compared the poet to a nightingale, and Keats compared the poet to a chemical or catalyst. Remember now? Good. Okay, come back. You're going to speak.
Yeah, I wanted to add that Keats also gave the idea that beauty is truth. So he wrote a lot on that.
Very good. Can I have a mic? Right. Now we come to Victorian criticism. Do you know who are the Victorian critics? Matthew Arnold, Henry James. Have you heard of Henry James? Matthew Arnold. What are the critical works that he wrote? Study of Poetry is the most famous, then Culture and Anarchy. Essays in Criticism. Essays in Criticism. He developed the touchstone method. He said excerpts from Homer, Dante, Milton, Shakespeare. These are the touchstones. He talked about art for life's sake. That means art should be useful for life. That is the meaning of art for life's sake. Was Matthew Arnold a classicist? Yes. Matthew Arnold was a classicist and moralist. He believed that poetry is the criticism of life. Matthew Arnold said poetry is the criticism of life. He developed touchstone method, and he talked about two fallacies. What is the meaning of fallacy? Fallacy means wrong notion. Fallacy means wrong notion. He talked about two fallacies, personal fallacy and historical fallacy. Matthew Arnold talked about personal fallacy and historical fallacy. That means just because somebody is like you, personally connected, oh, this poet is also Gujarati, so he must be good. This poet is an ancient poet, so he must be good. Thinking like that is fallacy. It is wrong. You have to have a real estimate of the poet. Don't be prejudiced. Are you getting me? Yes. Yeah. So did Matthew Arnold talk about grand style? Yes. It is close to Longinus's concept of sublimity. He talked about Hellenism and Hebraism. Hellenism means the style of Greek classical masters. Hebraism means the Christian style. Hellenism is the style of Greek masters. Hebraism is the Christian style. Okay? And he also talked about many poets. We are talking about which critic? Matthew Arnold. Did you know Matthew Arnold died in 1888? Did you know that is the year in which T.S. Eliot was born? T.S. Eliot was born, Dr. S. Radhakrishnan was born, 1888. John Crowe Ransom was born. Walter Pater is associated with which movement? Aestheticism or art for art's sake movement. Walter Pater and Oscar Wilde. Aestheticism or art for art's sake movement. Okay, he wrote a book called Renaissance. Renaissance he wrote about. Art for art's sake he wrote about. There is also an essay called On Style. Clear? Walter Pater. Okay, are you tired? Some of you are yawning and... No? Do we need a 2-minute brain break? Yes. Simply break with sitting in your seats. And before we move into 20th century. Huh? From my team, this course for beginners and college going students, duration 5 months, highlights 100 plus self-paced videos in 70:30 ratio for papers 2 and 1, paper 2 70, paper 1 30, 20 plus live intensive revision classes, PDF materials. Then PDF will be like our literary theory. I will show you very crisp and like beginner's digest and all. And then quizzes will be there for practice and new net style model tests. Fees is 5,000. Course access is for 1 year, but I am giving you a personal discount. I will say if there are some 30 people, I will reduce the fees again. Extra 1,000 for lifetime access.
Ma'am.
Yes.
Read the instructions.
Huh?
Will you please repeat the instructions?
Right. Course for beginners and college going students. Duration 5 months. Until the exam, that is. Then highlights. 100 plus self-paced videos. 70 from paper 2, 30 from paper 1. 100 plus. 70 plus means it can be plus. 20 plus live intensive revision classes. PDF materials. And it will be spaced out. I mean, 5 classes in this month, 5 classes, so that it won't interfere with your course. And we will keep in touch with you related to how you're preparing. Did you read this? Did you read that? I'll do that. Then quizzes to help you remember information. Then new net style model tests with distractors. Fees is 5,000. Course access is for 1 year. Extra 1,000 for lifetime access. Now, if there are over 30 people joining, I will give a 500 discount per head. I will share it with sir and... Modernism and formalism next. Modernism and formalism. T.S. Eliot. As I told you, this man, Matthew Arnold, died in 1888. T.S. Eliot was born in 1888. He died in 1965. Remember these years of important people. These are all important people I'm showing you. Remember to look up all their works on Wikipedia. Their minute, some not so popular essays and all can be asked. Okay? Right. T.S. Eliot is a classicist and modernist. T.S. Eliot believed in order. He wanted to bring about order. That is why he showed the world as fragmented in the wasteland. Right. He used the mythical method. He turned it to myth. He believed that myth can give a shape and a significance to the immense panorama of futility and anarchy that is contemporary history. And also in T.S. Eliot, we see his ideas on true criticism. What is true criticism? And also tradition and impersonality. He talked about tradition and the individual talent, and also he talked about impersonality. Impersonality means a poet should be detached. A poet should be impersonal. A poet should not, put himself, his emotions and personality into his work. A poet should remain detached. Did you understand? It should not be an expression of personality and emotion, but an escape from it. It should be an expression. It should not be an expression of personality and emotion, but an escape from it. And also objective correlative. Objective correlative is an idea. What is the objective correlative? Objective correlative is an idea that emotion should be expressed in one image or chain of events. Emotion should be expressed as emotion should be expressed as a set of objects, a chain of events. I'm quoting from T.S. Eliot. In which essay did he talk about objective correlative? In Hamlet and His Problems. He said Hamlet is an artistic failure. And where did he talk about dissociation of sensibility? In the essay on the English metaphysical poets. English metaphysical poets. Dissociation of sensibility set in the 17th century. In the 17th century, a dissociation of sensibility set in, and the influence of Milton, then Dryden was bad. It was detrimental. It was bad. Milton and Dryden had a bad influence. He said, T.S. Eliot said, because in them, head and the heart, or the idea and emotion are separated. Idea and emotion are separated. They are not unified. Did you understand what I'm saying? In T.S. Eliot and also in Donne and the metaphysical poets, there is a unification of sensibility, unification of the head and the heart, unification of ideas and emotions. Clear, everyone? Objective correlative in which essay? Some of you are wearing sweater and I am. Are you feeling cold really? Then some of you are wearing sweaters. In anticipation of a... I'm sorry, I don't know if you'll feel cold. I thought people in the north had a great, endurance of cold. But I want to be in 19 degrees every day. Okay. So, once again, everybody. Okay. In which essay did T.S. Eliot talk about impersonality? That's right, in Tradition and the Individual Talent. In which essay did he talk about objective correlative? Hamlet and His Problems. In which essay about unification of sensibility? Yeah, the English metaphysical poets, not Lives of, the English metaphysical poets. All right. Did T.S. Eliot write The Use of Poetry and the Use of Criticism? I'm going to tell you the names of some essays. When I say something not by T.S. Eliot, you should point it out. It will be easy. Okay, you don't have to know very much. The use of poetry and the use of criticism. Yes. The perfect critic. It will be easy, I said. If you don't know, that means it is by T.S. Eliot. The perfect critic is by T.S. Eliot. Apology for poetry. No. That is no. Apology for poetry is by Sidney. Okay. Then, what is a classic? Yes. What is a classic? Yes. Then, Lives of the Poets. No. This is not good. You have to clap and you have to coo. Boo. Okay. Once again, I am starting. Okay. The Study of Poetry. Is it by T.S. Eliot? Boo. Okay. Poetics. What is a classic? The Perfect Critic. The use of poetry and the use of criticism. Then tradition and the individual talent. Then Hamlet and his problems. Then the English metaphysical poets. Function of criticism. Function of criticism at the present time is by Matthew Arnold. Function of criticism is by T.S. Eliot. Function of criticism is by T.S. Eliot. Good. Then, I don't know any other. Anything we left, missed out? No, we are talking about critical essays. All the books that we mentioned, titles we mentioned are critical essays. Okay, right. Did T.S. Eliot contribute to modernism? Obviously, yes. But he was also a classicist. Was Ben Jonson a classicist? Was Matthew Arnold a classicist? Was John Keats a classicist? No. Very good. Now, I.A. Richards. Was I.A. Richards a practical critic? Yes, I.A. Richards was a practical critic from, was he from Cambridge or JNU? He was from Cambridge. Was I.A. Richards younger than T.S. Eliot? T.S. Eliot 1888. I.A. Richards 1893. Very good. Who are the three Cambridge critics? Two of them were his students. Three Cambridge critics. I.A. Richards, William Emerson and F.R. Lewis. I.A. Richards, William Emerson and F.R. Lewis. They are practical critics. They practiced close reading. Close reading means reading the text alone without looking at the context. Okay? I have two professors, like you have Bharat sir, I have two professors. Both of them I have taken out to have lunch and dinner and all. I have given them lunch and dinner. And one professor is like, normally we buy biryani or something, he will eat it. And relish it, likes biryani. But one professor is there, without eating, he won't let us eat also. Without eating, call the cook. Cook will come. Okay, what style biryani is this? It is, some Kolhapuri biryani, something they will say. Okay, where did this originate? He will question this cook for some time. Because he is genuinely interested in knowing. So I cannot take him to all restaurants because they might get angry. Now, my second professor I talked to you about is interested in the context more than the text. Whereas normally we are all interested in the text only. We don't think about the context. Isn't it? Do we think about where did dosa originate from, or we don't, we just eat it. So just read the book, don't think of the context. That is called close reading. Okay? My second professor is not a new critic. You understood, na? Right. So, I.A. Richards also talked about two uses of language. He said, language has a scientific use and an emotive use. Poetic is emotive. Okay? When I give you explanations and teach, I'm using scientific language. But when I suddenly gave the example of my professor eating biryani, that was emotive use. It is a metaphoric, poetic use. It is not scientific. Got it? So, poetry in scientific use should stick to facts. But in emotive use, you can say what are false also. For example, you can say flowers are dancing. They're not dancing. Technically, they are not dancing. So in poetic use, there is more license. And he said poetry is pseudo-statement. Poetry is pseudo-statement. Will you read on Wikipedia, I.A. Richards? Will you? Very good. In our course that we plan, I will give you reading material like that, and we will give you poll based on that to check whether you've read. Okay? It will motivate you then. Right. Now, I.A. Richards, did you know he talked about four kinds of meaning? What are they? Sense, feeling, tone and intention. Sense, feeling, tone and intention. In, say, scientific textbooks, sense is important. In a poem or a novel, feeling is important. In a children's book, tone is important. In a political speech, intention is important. However, all the four are all present in every piece of communication or language. Why do you like my class? Which are the meanings that are working well? Tone, okay. That's also tone. Maybe intention also. Because I want you to enjoy, I want you to love what you're studying. You should not be bored. My intention is very strong. Okay, then? Yeah, when I explain, I explain with feeling. Feeling is also there. I like the, authors I talk about. I have some feeling for you also. I care. And then sense is also there. So all are there. All are there in very good communication. Good? Understood? Not that mine is very good. I have to improve. But we listen to all this when we listen to language. Clear? I.A. Richards developed what is called basic English. Do you know what is basic English? It is an artificial English with only 850 words. Are you following me? He created one artificial English with only 850 words. I.A. Richards and C.K. Ogden. They created basic English. And they tried to propagate it in China. Many of these new critics and practical critics, they worked in China, Japan, etc. Okay, he is a new critic. F.R. Lewis is also a Cambridge critic. He practiced practical criticism or close reading. Do you know he had a journal called Scrutiny? Yes, he had a journal called Scrutiny. Yesterday when we looked at PYQs, we mentioned his wife. Who is she? Q.D. Lewis. QR code, but Q.D. Lewis. Q.D. Lewis. Okay. What are his major concepts? He talked about literature and tradition. Do you know any book by F.R. Lewis? The Great Tradition. The Great Tradition. One day my students were feeling tired and They couldn't remember. So I made a rap song for them. I make rap songs like this. Okay, do you know it, my rap song? I said, okay, we'll learn the easy way. Who are the 4 major writers in great tradition? We'll learn the easy way. Jane Austen, George Eliot, Henry James and Joseph Conrad. Jane Austen, George Eliot, Henry James and Joseph Conrad. Jane Austen, George Eliot, Henry James and Joseph Conrad. Jane Austen, George Eliot, Henry James and Joseph Conrad. Sing na. You have to continue singing even if I stop. Okay, everyone together. Jane Austen, George Eliot, Henry James and Jane Austen, George Eliot. Jane Austen, Henry James and Jane Austen, George Eliot, Henry James and Joseph Conrad. Did you like it? So those are, if you find it difficult to remember, just make something like this and continuously like crazy sing it without stopping for 25 times in a row, and then you will never forget it. It's as simple as that. Okay? Be a child, not be middle-aged. Right. Leave is a style, is called Leavism. Okay? He wrote many other works, they will surely ask. F.R. Lewis, Cleon Brooks, then I.R. Richards, all these people, they surely ask. Did you know I.R. Richards talked about something called semiotic triangle? If you read Wikipedia, you will get it. Okay, correct. Semiotic triangle. A.J. Greimas talked about semiotic square. Make a fun thing out of everything. Don't make it very heavy. Lewis, triangle. Greimas, square. Lewis, triangle. Greimas, square. Lewis, Greimas, Lewis, Greimas, Lewis, Greimas, Greimas, Lewis. Finished. Once you remember like this, then you can go and find out what it is. It's very easy. It's not even a challenge to study. Studying should become the most wonderful thing in your life. Yeah? Right. Contemporary critics are there. Many contemporary critics. I will tell you a lot of them. Do you remember who wrote The Wheel of Fire? Okay, I'll give you clues. Sorry, options. The Wheel of Fire, yesterday we said. Is it by Steven Spielberg or Wilson Knight? Wilson Knight. Wilson Knight. We have a book in Vallath books called Laugh and Learn book. It is hilarious with stupid options. Everybody will get 100% correct because all the options are stupid. It is a very good stress buster, like 50 rupees or something only. Small book. Nice. Okay, now Caroline Spurgeon wrote about Shakespeare's imagery or Shakespeare's shirts? Shakespeare's imagery. Not about his shirts. She wrote about Shakespeare's imagery. Caroline Spurgeon. Yeah, nice shirt. Caroline Spurgeon wrote about Shakespeare's imagery. Very good. Now, there is a man who wrote The Mirror and the Lamp, Natural Supernaturalism. Is it Rahul Dravid or M.H. Abrams? Mirror and the Lamp, Natural Supernaturalism. It is by M.H. Abrams. If you think like this for yourself, you will easily remember. Because of the stupid other option, you will remember this. Mirror and the Lamp. Rahul Dravid might look at the mirror, but it is M.H. Abrams who wrote it. Yeah? Very good. Then, who among these is a writer? Sorry, critic. Who among these two is a critic? Is it Ravi Shankar or David Lodge? David Lodge is a critic. He is also a novelist. He is also a critic. Very good. Then, do you know who wrote about language games? Language games. Okay. Is it Winston Churchill or Ludwig Wittgenstein? Wittgenstein. Wittgenstein talked about language games. He's a philosopher of language. They have asked about Wittgenstein. Wittgenstein. Wittgen? Witt? He talked about language? Games. Ludwig Wittgenstein wrote about language games. Okay? Very good. Now, is Virginia Woolf a critic? Yes. Virginia Woolf is a critic. She wrote many critical essays. Modern fiction. Huh? What are the novels of Virginia Woolf? No, Room of One's Own is not a novel. Room of One's Own is a critical essay. To the Lighthouse, Mrs. Dalloway, Orlando. Voyage Out is her first novel. Between the Acts is her last novel. Okay? Between the Acts. All right. Is D.H. Lawrence a critic? Yes, he is a novelist, poet, playwright, short story writer, and critic. Okay, why the novel matters, he wrote. Right. Okay. I'm going to tell you the names of some critics. You should tell me if they are critics or not. I'm thinking to find the stupid option. Okay. Kenneth Burke or Bob Dylan? Kenneth Burke or Bob Dylan? Kenneth Burke is a critic. Kenneth Burke is a critic. Bob Dylan is a lyricist and singer. Nobel laureate and Oscar also he got. Right. Very good. Then Frank Kermode. He is also a contemporary critic. Frank Kermode. He is also a contemporary critic. Okay. So who wrote Mirror and the Lamp? M.H. Abrams. M.H. Abrams wrote Mirror and the Lamp. Very good. Do you know any Shakespearean critic? Wilson Knight, Wheel of Fire. Caroline Spurgeon, who did not write about shirt but wrote about imagery. Caroline Spurgeon. Then we have Dover Wilson. Was Coleridge a Shakespearean critic? Yes. Coleridge was also a Shakespearean critic. Got it? Very good. Now, can I ask you somebody to speak about T.S. Eliot? Who will speak about T.S. Eliot? Not completely. Those who didn't get book first. Let everybody get a book first. Only 2-3 points, everyone. Anything.
T.S. Eliot is also a poet, and he wrote a poem, a love song of J. Alfred Prufrock. And the first line of this poem is, "Let us go then, you and I, where the evening is spread against the sky. And, sorry, when the,
Like a patient etherized upon the table.
yes. And another is he talked about catalyst. He, when he explains the concept of impersonality in his essay, Individual Talent, Tradition and Individual Talent.
Okay, next. Those who did not get the book should speak first.
Same on T.S. Eliot. Okay. He gave the concept of objective correlative, which is of most important, and disassociation of sensibility.
Titles of the essays where he talked about it?
The function of criticism, the tradition and individual talent. Titles of the essay.
Impersonality in tradition and individual talent?
Yes.
Yes.
And then he also, just before he died, 2 years back, before he died, he considered his own statement as a juvenile statement.
Yes. Please give them the books.
As the artistic failure.
Huh?
He also talked on Hamlet as an artistic failure.
Yes, Hamlet is an artistic failure. Very good. Anybody else? Who wants to talk about Eliot?
T.S. Eliot's most famous work is The Wasteland, and it's modernist poetry focused on fragmentations, disillusionments, and urban life.
Anybody else?
T.S. Eliot was a Nobel Prize winner in 1948.
Then is there anybody who wants to tell us about the other critics that we mentioned? Those who did not get the book? Okay, Matthew Arnold. Quiet. Speak. You can speak.
His famous work, Culture and Anarchy, and his belief in art for life's sake. And another is known as a classicist and modernist. Then he wrote two policies. One is a personal and second is a historical. And also he write on a grand style like a Hellenism and Hebraism. So Hellenism is a style of Greek and another is the Christian. Thank you.
No, okay. At the back, you want to speak? Yeah, please speak.
I. Richard is foundations of modern close reading, and he was right about practical criticism in 1929 and also principle of literary criticism in 1924.
Very good.
Hello. Hello, ma'am.
One by one, speak.
Hello, ma'am. Matthew Arnold, who defined literature as a criticism of life, and he wrote essay in criticism and cultural anarchy in 1869, and another one is on translating Homer in 1861.
Homer. Who else? Those who did not get the book?
Ma'am, Matthew Arnold is also famous for classical attack on here. Matthew Arnold also famous for a classical attack on contemporary, we can say tested, and he uses style free blank practical free verse. practice.
Matthew Arnold. That stone you talk about.
He used this style in his poetry Dover Beach, which published in 1867, I think.
Somebody talk about M.H. Abrams and all. Speak.
T.S. Eliot famous quotes for April is the cruelest month for Westland. This is the way of the world ends not with the bangs out, but whimper from the hello man. And I have a measure out of my life with coffee person from perfume fog. I will show you fear in a handful for the dust from the Westland.
That's beautiful.
Thank you.
F.R. Levy strongly criticized modern mass culture, seeing his shallow and harmful true literature standards. His books, The Great Tradition, which is published 1948, he identified major English novelists such as Jane Austen, George Eliot, Henry James, and Joseph Conrad as a writer who shows the moral seriousness and artistic excellence.
Good. Who can talk about M.H. Abrams?
Yes, I.A. Richard is father of new criticism, and also Richards and Ocean created a simplified version of English with only 850 words to serve and international auxiliary language.
Ma'am, I want to say about Walter Pater. He was English essayist and literary critic. Pater was much admired for his prose style, which is known for being rich and musical. He is focused on personal response rather than objective judgment.
Hello. M.H. Abrams in The Mirror and the Lamp, he focuses on four aspects that are mimetic, pragmatic, expressive, and objectiveness.
Hello. Here, Clint Brook was a leading figure in new criticism in the 20th century, and he is best known for close reading and more focuses on text itself rather than author's biography or a historical context.
Guys, one mic. So at Vallath, we give easy reference to our students like this. We have easy reference on all topics. It is an e-book. I am giving you literary theory easy reference book. Okay, we have for criticism, culture studies, for everything for students. It will be very easy for you to remember and study on your own, etc., using the easy reference. So this is for serious students who are finding it difficult to remember historical periods, books, authors. It is something that you have to dig in daily. Structuralism is the first one. It's a whole book. There are so many pages. You can't write. Maybe you can take a photo if you want. But you're getting the PDF. Okay, I don't have time to teach you everything, but I want you to read by yourself. However, I can ask you some questions. And okay. Who among them talked about semiotic square? Remember, Lewis triangle, Grimer square. Lewis triangle, Grimer square. AJ Grimus. Remember? Okay. Who among from here to here? Who among them is a Russian formalist? Roman Jakobson. I can't touch, that's why. Roman Jakobson is a Russian formalist. No, only till here I asked. Then why are you saying here? Okay. From here to here, who is an anthropologist? Claude Lévi-Strauss. From here to here, who worked in the University of Geneva? University of Geneva, Ferdinand de Saussure. University of Geneva, Ferdinand de Saussure. Roland Barthes was first a structuralist, then he became a post-structuralist. True or false? Yes. From here to here, who among them wrote S bar Z? Roland Barthes. Roland Barthes discussed Balzac's which short story in S bar Z? Saracen. Saracen, remember to study all that, okay? Now, from here to here, who talked about signifier and signified? Ferdinand de Saussure. Very good. Okay, from here to here. Thank you. From here to here, Jakobson to Althusser. Who is a Marxist? Althusser is a Marxist. Who among them talked about the conditioning theory of language learning? Conditioning theory which is applied to language learning. From Jakobson to Althusser. Who? Jean Piaget. Jean Piaget, this man. Okay? From Vladimir Propp to Gerard Genet. Are they structuralist cricketers or structuralist narratologists? They are structuralist narratologists. From Vladimir Propp, Terence Hogg, Gerard Genet. These people. Which of them wrote Morphology of the Folktale? Vladimir Propp. Who among all of them talked about metaphor and metonymy? Roman Jakobson. Metaphor and metonymy, Roman Jakobson. Okay? Did Ferdinand de Saussure talk about binary oppositions? Yes. Did Ferdinand de Saussure talk about sign? Yes. Did Ferdinand de Saussure talk about Lang and Parole? Yes. Did he talk about synchrony and diachrony? Yes. Paradigmatic, syntagmatic? Yes. Speech writing? Yes. Which did he give importance to, speech or writing? Speech. Speech. And did Ferdinand de Saussure talk about semiotics and semiology? Yes. Charles Sanders Peirce also talked about semiotics. Ferdinand de Saussure talked about semiology. Which is the book edited by Charles Bowley and Albert Shahai? This book, Course in General Linguistics. Charles Bowley and Albert Shahai. Next is myth criticism. Major figure is Northrop Frye. Northrop Frye is a myth critic or archetypal critic. Right? Other myth critics are Richard Chase, Leslie Fiedler, Daniel Hoffman, Philip Wheelwright. Did Carl Jung also talk about archetypes? Yes. Carl Jung also talked about archetypes and also collective unconscious. Collective unconscious. Which is the famous book by Northrop Frye? Anatomy of Criticism. 1957 book. Anatomy of Criticism by Northrop Frye. Is Northrop Frye Sri Lankan or Canadian? Canadian. Northrop Frye compared genres to seasons or presidents? Northrop Frye compared genres to seasons, not presidents. Okay? Okay. Do you know the name of my husband? His name is Sudeep. Okay, I will give you an easy clue using Kalyani and Sudeep to study the relation between genres and seasons. Okay, this actually happened in our life. At first, Kalyani and Sudeep met and there is a lot of comedy because we were joking and he was teasing me and all that comedy. So spring is comedy. And then we fell in love. So summer is romance. And as soon as we fall in love, we start fighting also. So autumn is tragedy, means fighting. But now we have been married for 25 years and we don't care, no more fighting. So irony and satire, that is winter. So spring, summer, autumn, winter. First Kalyani and Sudeep meet and there is comedy, spring. Then there is romance, summer. Then there is fighting. So autumn tragedy. And then winter is irony and satire. Will you remember the story? Don't tell Sudeep, okay? I am not afraid of you, Rudra. Please don't tell Sudeep. Do you know the name of my son? His name is Hariharan. Hariharan. Structural narratology. Tell me the name of one narratologist, not a cricketer but narratologist. Gerard Jennett. Also Vladimir Prop. Svetan Todorov. Try to remember. When you read aloud, you will remember. Okay? Right. So, major figure, oh my God, so many. Even Roland Barthes. Okay, look at the slide and tell me who wrote Writing Degree Zero? Roland Barthes. Who wrote Mythologies? Roland Barthes. Did you know? Levi-Strauss wrote Mythologics. Levi-Strauss wrote Mythologics. What are the 4 works in Mythologics by Roland Barthes? Raw and the cooked. This is my code. First you take some raw salad and some cooked food, raw and the cooked, and then you garnish it with honey and ashes. From honey to ashes, okay? And then you eat it with table manners. So the origin of table manners, next is a little vulgar, and then you go for a shower. So last one is the naked man. I can't help it. He wrote it. So you eat and take shower. Remember like that. Okay. You eat and take shower. So raw and the cooked, from honey to ashes, the origin of table manners and the naked man. Easy, na? The raw and the cooked. Then you garnish it with honey, from honey to ashes. The origin of table manners. The naked man. Okay. Tell me, was Roman Jakobson an American structuralist? Yes. Russian who went to America. Okay. Was Charles Sanders Peirce a semiotician? Yes. So was Umberto Eco. Umberto Eco is also semiotician. Umberto Eco, they always ask about him in net. Okay. Did Levi-Strauss write image, music, text? No, it is by Roland Barthes. Roland Barthes is still here. Image, music, text. Use this like a Bible. Read about everything. You will pass every exam if you just follow this like a map. Will you? Yes. Good. Do you know Roland Barthes talked about meta-language. Roland Barthes. Post-structuralism. Post-structuralism drew from the ideas of Nietzsche. True or false? If I am saying true science, what do you do? Everyone. Post-structuralism drew from the ideas of Nietzsche. That is right. Post-structuralism also drew from the ideas of Marcel Mauss. All that came in net. Marcel Mauss talked about the cultural idea, meaning of gift giving. Okay? The idea of gift giving. Three people who influenced Nietzsche, Marcel Mauss and George Bataille. George Bataille was an economist. George Bataille is an economist. Okay? These are all, it is the result of years of hard work that everything we put together like this, and 60% of questions will come only from our materials, because we have drawn everything from the right secondary reading books, the right question papers and syllabi. It is that valuable. Take it seriously. It will build your life. Okay, don't take it lightly. I am not just another coaching, we are not just another coaching center. It is so valuable what I am giving. I have not pulled it out somewhere from the internet. Okay, so study like anything. Pay attention, read extra, and you will become great scholars. Okay? Right. Okay. Now tell me, which is that essay by Jacques Derrida that inaugurated post-structuralism? Structure, sign and play in the discourse of the human sciences. Structure, sign and play in the discourse of the human sciences. Do you know that paper was presented at Allahabad University or Johns Hopkins University? It was presented at Johns Hopkins University, not Allahabad. Okay. Which is the book that Gayatri Spivak translated? Of Grammatology is right. Very good. Who wrote The Animal That Therefore I Am? Derrida. All this is by Derrida. All this is by Derrida. Okay, let us play a game. Look at this. Spectres of Marx. Body of prayer. Very good. Margins of philosophy. Very good. The work of mourning. The truth in painting. Politics of friendship. Very good. Who is afraid of? Who is afraid of philosophy? Derrida wrote. Who wrote Who is Afraid of Virginia Woolf? Edward Albee. Who is Afraid of Virginia Woolf is by Edward Albee, who wrote The Zoo Story and Who is Afraid of Virginia Woolf, The Sandbox, many books he wrote. He's an American playwright. Is the concept of logocentrism questioned by Derrida? Yes. Did Derrida develop the concept of difference? Yes. Did Derrida talk about trace? Yes. Did Derrida invent the concept of mimesis? No. Are you loving this? Yes. At Vallath, we say we don't even know the name of stress. Our students say, what is the spelling of stress? They will say S-T-R-A-C-C, something they'll say. Because we don't even know the spelling of stress. Do you know the spelling of stress? Very well. Excellent. So, is this a fun way of learning? Yes. Are you motivated to read more? Yes. Good. What is that? Other terms, concepts. I can't read. Oh, we have to talk about all this. If I sit down, will you sleep? No. Derrida questioned the metaphysics of presence. True or false? True. Derrida said that he does not know what is deconstruction. True or false? True. He coined the term deconstruction. Somebody said, he kept talking about it. Somebody said, what is deconstruction? He said, I don't know, I'm trying to find out. Okay? Écriture means writing. True or false? True. True. See, you are writing with pen on paper. That is one kind of writing. But when I speak, I am writing on your brain, on your mind. Isn't it? And you experience a lot of things, examples. It's a feeling. That feeling is called écriture. A social kind of writing. Kalyani Vallath came to Gujarat and she is doing some writing in the écriture of Gujarat. Isn't it? If some of you pass, which I am sure you will, when some of you pass, that writing will become permanent. Like you were saying, you were coming and telling me, I listened to your YouTube videos and passed GSET. You're telling me, right? What does that mean? I will take. Oops. It has a life of its own. What does that mean? It means that through those YouTube videos I wrote in an abstract manner. Are you getting me? Yes. Okay, talk about post-structuralism. When I say this, in Rudra's mind there is one giant wheel. Okay, what is... Before he says that one sentence, there is something happening in his mind. That is called archy writing. Archy writing is that writing in your head that comes before you speak. Archy writing is that writing in your head that comes before you speak. Got it? He said so many things. Ontology, sus, ratur, I don't even know what they are. Kora is a term that Julia Kristeva also talked about later. Kora. Kora is like a womb-like state, fluid, not fixed. That is the meaning of Kora. C-H-O-R-A also it is said. Womb-like stage. Fluid. Sometimes in a text there will be fluid meaning. So it is an example of Kora. Julia Kristeva talked about it. But originally talked about by Derrida. Clear everyone? Right. In which essay did Derrida announce the event of descending of man from all philosophical discourses? It is, he said, an event. In which work? In Structure, Sign and Play. In the discourse of the human sciences. Got it? Right. In Structure, Sign and Play, Derrida talked about Claude Lévi-Strauss or Mary Kom? Derrida talked about Claude Lévi-Strauss. Did you get that? Okay. Deconstruction is like cutting of an apple or peeling of an onion. Peeling an onion. Deconstruction is like peeling an onion. Layer by layer of the text you peel off and find nothing inside. Huh? Disseminated meanings. Very good. So Derrida was French or German? Who is the French psychoanalyst? French. Jacques Lacan. Jacques Lacan, Lacan. I know, it's okay. And suddenly when I ask things you know also, you'll get wrong sometimes. It's okay. It's fun. No stress. STRACC. Ta-da-dang. Name one postmodernist. Baudrillard. That Baudrillard. Lyotard. Jean-Francois Lyotard. It is the same book it is written, okay, here. Only one book is there. Same book. Or postmodern condition or postmodern consciousness. It's same book only. This is a very famous man. Simulations and Simulacra he wrote. Charles Jenks wrote The Rise of Postmodern Architecture. Ihab Hassan wrote The Dismemberment of Orpheus. The Postmodern Turn, 2 books. Even our Spivak is a postmodern critic also. John Barth wrote Literature of Exhaustion, Literature of Replenishment. Susan Sontag, Michel Foucault, who developed the concept of self-reflexive fiction. Raymond Federman, who wrote The Order of Things. Michel Foucault. The Order of Things. They might ask you the order of his books also. First, there was total madness. Then हो गया एक birth. Birth के बाद थोड़ा order भी आ गया. Okay? First total madness. Then एक birth हो गया. फिर order and उसके बाद order became discipline. Like that you should make some story. Got it? Linda Hutchian, she also talked about historiographic metafiction. She wrote A Poetics of Postmodernism. It's a mistake, I have to delete this. These are all writers of postmodern literature. Who among them, 2 people among them are Beat Generation writers. Who are they? Beat Generation writers. Hey, pay attention. Jack Kerouac and Allen Ginsberg. Beat Generation in America. Jack Kerouac and Allen Ginsberg. Do you know this man came to India and stayed here for some time? He used to chant Hare Krishna mantra in his poetry sessions. Okay, who among them wrote the book Snow White? About that, sometimes they have asked in net. From here. Donald Barthelme. Donald Barthelme wrote Snow White. Do you know who wrote the postmodern books Gravity's Rainbow, V, etc.? Thomas Pynchon. Will you read about them, all these people? Please? Okay. Who among them wrote French Lieutenant's Woman? French Lieutenant's Woman. John Fowles. John Fowles. Say everyone. John Fowles wrote French Lieutenant's Woman, postmodern work. Who among them wrote Golden Notebook? Doris Lessing. Very good. Doris Lessing. When 20th century dawned, began, one book was published. Which was that? Famous book. Hello, everyone. When 20th century began, which book was published? Sigmund Freud's famous book, The Interpretation of Dreams. In order to know what is happening in your mind, I only need to study your dreams. In order to know what is happening in your mind, I need to study your dreams. Got it? Did Sigmund Freud talk about 3 levels of the unconscious mind? Id, ego and superego. Which of these is like bad angel? Correct, id. Which of this is like good angel? Superego. Superego. The ego is continuously negotiating between id and superego. Ego is continuously negotiating between id and superego. Did you understand? Yes. Who wrote among them, who wrote cyberpunk fiction, neuromancer and all? William Gibson. William Gibson. Did Doris Lessing also wrote outer space fiction? Yesterday I said. Yes. Who wrote Civilization and its Discontents? Sigmund Freud. What is the other word for Freudian slip? Parapraxis. Freudian slip is parapraxis. Dreams work through condensation, displacement, dramatization. True or false? True. Dreams work through condensation. You will see one dream, but it will include 2 fears condensed into one dream. Condensation, displacement, dramatization. These are the 3 ways in which dreams work. Okay? Psychoanalytic theory. It should have come earlier. I think the slide is because Sigmund Freud inaugurated psychoanalysis. Okay. He talked about oral, anal, phallic. These are the stages, 5 stages in development of a child. Okay? Who talked about collective unconscious? I will put this at the end, okay? Let it be here. Carl Jung, correct. Carl Jung talked about collective unconscious. Is there the representation of collective unconscious in Emperor Jones? Yes. Emperor Jones is a play by Eugene O'Neill. Emperor Jones is a play by Eugene O'Neill. Okay? Did Jacques Lacan talk about mirror stage? Yes, he talked about mirror stage. I forgot to put it here. The unconscious is structured like a language. That is a very famous statement by Jacques Lacan. The mirror stage begins with the imaginary stage. The mirror stage is the beginning of the imaginary stage. The mind has 3 realms: real, imaginary and symbolic. The mind has 3 realms: the real, imaginary and symbolic. Mirror stage begins with the imaginary. Are you getting me? In the course that we are going to do, I will explain each thing clearly. Okay? In a way that you will easily understand. Okay. He talked about desire. Jacques Lacan talked about desire. Will you remember? Who talked about schizoanalysis, rhizome? These are all works by, not works, concepts by Deleuze and Guattari. Giles Deleuze and Felix Guattari. They are related to psychoanalysis. Are you tired? These are also concepts of Deleuze and Guattari. I should put it here. Reformat. Sorry. Schizoanalysis, rhizome, Plato. These are all concepts of Deleuze and Guattari. If you like what we are doing, give yourself a big hand. Louder! Some people are not doing enough. Some people are just pretending to clap. Do you love learning? Yes. Isn't it so wonderful to know all these things? Yes. It makes life meaningful. And it makes us better people. Isn't it? Right. So who wrote Anti-Oedipus? Deleuze and Guattari. Anti-Oedipus. Who said the unconscious is structured like a language? Jacques Lacan. Very good. Jacques Lacan. Marxism. Marx and Engels. Frankfurt School. Adorno and Horkheimer are in Frankfurt School. They wrote Dialectic of Enlightenment. In Frankfurt School, we also have Walter Benjamin. He wrote the work of art in the age of mechanical reproduction. The work of art in the age of mechanical reproduction. It is an idea of Walter Benjamin. Immanuel Kant wrote What is Enlightenment? Who wrote What is a Classic? T.S. Eliot. What is a classic? T.S. Eliot. What is enlightenment? Kant. Who is afraid of philosophy? Who wrote? Derrida. That's right, Derrida. Who wrote The Condition of the Working Class in England? Engels wrote. Marx and Engels, remember? Then. Okay, look at in the I'll give you one code to remember Raymond Williams's works. Can someone light up the room when she comes from the country? The key is with our Mali. Can someone, that means CS, Culture and Society, can someone, CS, Culture and Society, light up the room, long L and R, long revolution. When she comes, communication, from the country and the city. The keywords, is with our Mali, Marxism and literature. Did you like that code? Yes. Can someone light up the room when she comes from the country? The key is with our Mali. In the exam hall, imagine some people will act like crazy and said, can someone light up the room? Can someone light up the room? And everybody, oh yeah. They will get the clue. Can someone light up the room? Because this is going on YouTube, right? Many rooms will be lit up. Even if they really ask for light, then they won't be given because of the code. You said code. No, I really want light. No, you said code. Culture and Society, Long Revolution. Did you get it? Yes. So who wrote The Prison House of Language? Ta-da-dang! Frederick Jameson. Did he write Post-Structuralism or the Cultural Logic of Late Capitalism? Yes. No, he wrote Post-Structuralism, nahi, Postmodernism. He wrote Postmodernism or the Cultural Logic of Late Capitalism. postmodernism or the cultural logic of late capitalism. Okay. Is E.P. Thompson associated with New Left? Yes, dekho, yahan. Even Stuart Hall. You know these black British scholars, do you know the idea that Paul Gilroy is associated with Black Atlantic? Paul Gilroy wrote the book Black Atlantic. That means across the Atlantic Ocean, there are blacks everywhere, and all of them beyond political boundaries is like one nation. Got it? You are yawning and sleepy, I know. Okay. What is the code for Raymond Williams? Correct. Can someone light up the room when she comes from the country? The key is with our Mali. Okay. Who wrote Marxism and Literary Criticism? Terry Eagleton. Do you know who wrote Marxism and Literature? Mali? Raymond Williams. Marxism and Form is by Frederick Jameson. Marxism and Literature, Raymond Williams. Marxism and Literary Criticism, Terry Eagleton. This is a PYQ. Most things I am saying are PYQs. Terry Eagleton wrote Literary Theory and Introduction, After Theory. He also wrote Function of Criticism. T.S. Eliot and Terry Eagleton. T.S. and Terry both wrote Function of Criticism. T.S. and Terry? Function of Criticism. Are you getting it? Yes. How many of you are bored? Liars. I am bored. Okay. What is the time? Oh, 1. I was supposed to give you another break, right? I forgot. Do you want a break? You can have it 1:15, okay? Feminism. Tell me names of feminist critics. Kate Millett, Simone de Beauvoir, Julia Kristeva, Judith Butler, Angela Carter, okay. Elaine Showalter, forget, this is wrong. 3 waves of feminism. First wave, don't take this seriously. First wave, second wave, third wave. Mary Wollstonecraft we have, J.S. Mill and Helen Taylor Mill, Simone de Beauvoir. In second wave feminism was inaugurated by Betty Friedan with her feminine mystique. 1963. Betty Friedan's feminine mystique. Mary Hellman wrote Thinking About Women. What did Kate Millett write? Sexual Politics. Who wrote Sexual Textual Politics? Toril Moy. Sexual Textual Politics is by Toril Moy. This time they asked about Toril Moy. Kate Millett wrote Sexual Politics. Female Eunuch is by Germaine Greer. Who wrote? There are mistakes here. I will send it again. Virginia Woolf is missing from here. Sorry, I will correct it and send. Remind me. Mary Wollstonecraft, don't send it in the group. I will send again. A Room of One's Own is by Virginia Woolf. When was it published, Room of One's Own? 1929. Who wrote Ain't I a Woman? Bell Hooks. Who wrote The Beauty Myth? Naomi Wolf. Do you know who wrote The Laugh of the Medusa? Helene Sissou. Who talked about gynocriticism? Elaine Showalter. Who coined the term intertextuality? Julia Kristeva. Dekho, Cora, abject. Semiotic symbolic is also a Lacanian term. Are you getting it? Is Julia Kristeva a French feminist? She is from Bulgaria, but she lives in France and writes in French. Who wrote Becoming the Third Wave? Rebecca Walker. Who is she? Daughter of Alice Walker. She is the daughter of Alice Walker. Okay? What is the famous book by Alice Walker? Color Purple. Very good. अरे इतने सारे लोग. Visual Pleasure and Narrative Cinema by Laura Mulvey. देखो Elaine Showalter. Feminine, feminist, female and gynocriticism. Toril Moy. She also talked about feminine, feminist and female. Toril Moy wrote Sexual Textual Politics. Who wrote The Mad Woman in the Attic? Sandra Gilbert and Susan Gubar. Are you proud of all these women? Yes. Then give them a big hand. Clap. Clap. Thank you. Huh? White Sargasso Sea, Jean Rice. That is not a, that's a novel. Yeah. Who wrote Gender Trouble? What's the name of my husband? Gender performativity means gender is something that you perform through your behavior, clothes. Right? Who coined the term intersectionality? Kimberly Crenshaw. That means your identity is based not only on gender but also on race, class, region, so many other things. It was very difficult for me for many years, even now, because I am South Indian. Suppose I had been in Delhi or some North Indian center, it would have been so much easier. That's true. Do you think I should set up a center in Gujarat instead? Let India come to Gujarat. Okay, today we have the term backlash. Susan Faludi. Backlash is not Faluda but Faludi. If you drink too much Faluda, you will have backlash. That means diabetes. Who are the important figures in New Historicism? Do you like this presentation, this e-book? Isn't it amazing? Yes. New Historicism, Greenblatt, correct. Who wrote Renaissance Self-Fashioning? Stephen Greenblatt. Who coined the term historiographic metafiction? That means history written in a postmodern style. Linda Hutcheon. Linda Hutcheon coined the term historiographic metafiction. Remember Linda Hutcheon? I said this already. If you don't know, we'll see. Chindin, 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 chindin. See, so much I have to go because of you. Chindin, chindin, chindin. Historiographic metafiction. Chindin, 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 chindin. Who wrote structuralist poetics? Jonathan Culler wrote structuralist poetics. Kullar nahi color. Implied reader is a term coined by Wolfgang Iser. Yep. Wolfgang Iser. Implied author is a term coined by Wayne C. Booth. Implied reader Wolfgang Iser. Implied author Wayne C. Booth. समझ रहे हो? We are talking about what? New historicism and reader response criticism. यहाँ से reader response criticism हो गया. Who talked about horizon of understanding? Hans Georg Gadamer. Gadamer. Who talked about anxiety of influence? Harold Bloom. Who wrote, is there a text in this class? Stanley Fish is right. What am I giving you? It's a map. When you get a map, you have to travel to all these places by yourself. Then you'll become a world conqueror. Will you travel? Yes. I will give you my little vehicle to travel. You are the driver. I can't be the driver. If I drive, I will go, not you. Okay? I will bring my little vehicle. You have to sit in it and travel. The problem is that you are sitting somewhere else and saying, I am not getting there. If I have to come to Bhavnagar, I have to travel, right? If I sit in Trivandrum and say, I am not going, I want to go to Gujarat, but I didn't get there, then udho, jao, shuru karo journey. Hai na? So I have mapped now, you have mapped now. This e-book is my little vehicle. I'll give you that course, which is a little vehicle. You don't need big ship or Hawai Jahaz or anything. You can also travel in small boat. And you can get there. Don't you want to get there? I'm going to all colleges where students are as talented as you, as eager as you to learn. I'm going to tell them, you join this small boat at a small price together, and then it will be motivation for each other. If in my big class, one of you is from this batch, from here, another is from UP, another is from West Bengal, you don't get that much motivated like this. Now you have competition, you will be able to learn together. Today's topic, did you read? I didn't read, tell me more about it, you can discuss, it'll be good. And our boat will get there, okay? Because even though it's a small boat, it has a jet engine. Okay? Right. Post-colonialism. Tell me the names of the theorists. Franz Fanon. Homi K. Bhabha. Gayatri Spivak. Jean Rice is not a critic, she's a writer. Edward Said, Ania Lumba, they asked recently. Then Franz Fanon, Edward Said, Gayatri Spivak, Salman Rushdie, Homi Baba. Franz Fanon, who wrote The Wretched of the Earth? Franz Fanon. Who developed the concept of strategic essentialism? Gayatri Spivak. Who developed the concept of hybridity, ambivalence, mimicry? Homi Ke Baba. Who developed the concept of contrapuntal reading? Edward Said. Contrapuntal reading means reading with both colonizer and colonized perspective. Okay? Who wrote Imaginary Homelands? Salman Rushdie. Who talked about chutneyfication? Salman Rushdie. Very good. Leopold Sedar Senghor is a part of which movement? Negritude. Who wrote Decolonizing the Mind? Ngugi wa Thiong'o. What did Bill Ashcroft, Gareth Griffiths and Helen Tiffin write? The Empire Writes Back. Are you going to read extra on all this? Yes. Promise? Yes. You are such sweethearts. These are all writers. Thank you. These are all writers. Post-colonial writers. Finished. Did you like? Whoever who didn't get. Oh. It is a book. Want to enter into these other careers, you can read this and do the checklist. I'm going to give this to the department and let Dilip Bharat sir decide how to use this, because I don't have enough copies. And